What is up, everybody? It's Cobes here, and today I am back with another Fortnite video. In today's video, I will be ranking every single backbling from worst to best. There are 177 backbling, so I'm gonna speed through most of them. I think I'll talk about the worst and the best the most, and then the other ones, I might just say them. I might give a little explanation why I like it or dislike it. But if this video gets 2,000 likes, I will be ranking every single pickaxe from worst to best, and then I'll do skins, or no, I'll do gliders, then skins last. So if you guys want that, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. This really has been the longest I've worked just prepping a video. I wrote down every single backbling, and then I looked to see if I was missing any, and then I ranked every single backbling, and just writing it down, thinking of how I should rank each of these was very difficult. But the way I did it, the best first, the worst second, and then I try to fill in the middle. Starting out at my number 177 spot, I had to give it to the Spirit Cape. I feel like this is easily the worst backbling in the game, and I'll tell you why. First, the cape is disgusting looking. I feel like it's just like a rug on your back, which does not look good. It's like an ironed rug, so smooth and clean, but it does not look good. It just looks a little bit too simple. Also, if you have a good skin on, it completely obliterates it. You will not be able to see the skin whatsoever, so if you hate the skin you're using, cover it up with the Spirit Cape. That's the only use you're gonna get out of this backbling. Moving on to my number 176 spot, I had to give it to the Sashi Mono. This one is a horrible attempt for a backbling. I feel like it's kind of just there. It's a stick, it's a pole hanging out of your back. It does not look good. Moving on to my number 175 spot, I had to give it to Pathogen. 174, Contagion. I feel like these two backblings don't look good in anyone's opinion, and they're some of my least favorite backblings that I'm never going to use in this game. Moving on to my number 173 spot, I had to give it to the Tag Bag. This one, it's either too high up on the back or too low on the back. It doesn't fit in with any skin in this game. Moving on to my number 172 spot, the Flutter Frost. To me, this is easily the worst wing design ever. It does not fit with any skin. Moving on to my number 171 spot, the Air Tank. My number 170 spot, the Diving Tank. These two look like two giant dildos on your back. They do not look good. Moving on to my number 169 spot, I had to give it to the Hatchback. At my 168 spot, I had to give it to the Precision. And for a regular old backpack design, I feel like this is easily the worst. It's way too gigantic. I cannot use it. Moving on to my 167 spot, I had to give it to Lil Kev. I feel like this one's just too plain, too small, does not look good. It's a rock on your back. Moving on to my 166 spot, the standard issue backbling. This one goes good on a few selective skins out there, but I feel like it's a little bit too bright, and for an army color design, I feel like it needed a dull green color, not a bright green color. That's where it fails. It looks awful, and the shape of it is very disgusting as well. Moving on to my number 165 spot, I had to give it to the Moldering Cloak. This is a reskin of the Frozen Shroud backbling, and I feel like it's so disrespectful to reskin something and make it so much worse, and that's what the Moldering Cloak is. Moving on to my number 164 spot through the 157 spot. These are all of the skiing outfits, and I did rank them from worst to best in my opinion, but I don't like any of them. And I guess for, the sake of this video, if you really wanted to, you could add 8 extra spots on this list. So it'd be at what, 185 instead of 177. But literally the Mogul Master and Alpine Ace skins are identical. I try to look for a difference, I cannot see it. So if you guys care to, leave your hate comments now, but to me, these are horrible backblings. At my number 164 spot, I had to give it to France. 163, I had to give it to GBR. I think that's the Britain version. 162, I gave it to USA. 161, Korean. I had to give the 160 spot to the Chinese version. 159 to the Canadian version. 158 to the Germany version. And 157 to the OG Blue Mogul Master and Alpine Alpine Ace Backbling. If you guys don't know what it is, I'll try to post a picture of each of the backblings on the screen. At my 156 spot, I had to give it to the Summer Strummer. At my 155, the Freezing Point. Moving on to my number 154 and 153 spot, the Stabilizer at the 154, Stabilizer at 153. These two backblings, I've always said this, it looks like random shapes were thrown together just to make this backbling. I feel like there's no rhyme or reason. There's no passion behind making these backblings. I think they look good on a very few select skins out there. Dazzle with Stabilizer actually looks decent, but other than that, I really don't see myself ever using them. I don't like them. There's no passion behind it. Moving on to my number 152 spot, I had to give it to the Off-World Rig. This one's a little bit better than the Spirit Cape, but still, it looks disgusting to me. At my 151 spot, I had to give it to Pursuit. At my number 150 spot, I had to give it to the Scaly Backbling, which honestly looks like a child's toy. Moving on to my number 149 spot, I had to give it to the Shackled Stone. This is basically like Lil Kev, but a little bit bigger and, you know, a different type of rock, I guess. But it does glow, and I do like the reactive glow in game. It's purple. I like that about it, but it's still a rock on your back. At my number 148 spot, I had to give it to the Swag Bag. I feel like there was potential here, just not very good execution. At my number 147 spot, the Eggshell, just an egg on your back. It does not look good. I don't like the Easter eggs as well. At my number 146 spot, I had to give it to the Hard Boiled. I think the Hard Boiled looks a little bit better because it actually has some color to it, but the egg design just isn't for me, guys. Moving on to my 145 spot, I had to give it to the Rust Bucket, very plain, free backbling. At my number 144 spot, I had to give it to Hamira's, and I think this is the worst out of the animals on your back design. I feel like they all just look pretty stupid. At my number 143 spot, I had to give it to the Last Gasp. At my number 142 spot, the Murtank. I feel like the Murtank could have been really cool. I don't know what they could have done differently, but it could have worked out with green and red skins, but I feel like it just doesn't work out with anything. Moving on to my number 141 spot, the Elim Backbling. Really cool idea. I still love the idea and I will use this from time to time. Just if I'm trying to go for high kill games, it's always good for that. It shows how many kills you got on the back bling. At my number 140 spot, I had to give it to Scales. At my number 139 spot, the Brat Bag. 138, the Ice Cube. 137, the Crafted Carrier. 136, the Kick Drum. 135, the Shrimpy. 134, Boogie Bag. 133, Bonzi. 132, the Rescue Ring. 131, the Boombox. 130, the Fish Tank. 129, the Spellbinder. 128, the Arc Wings. And now I'll stop for a second and talk about the Arc Wings. I really do think it's one of the worst wing designs in this game. I personally just can't get behind it. I like the idea, but it just does not look good. At my number 127 spot, the Tome Pouch. 126, the Road Ready. 125, the Trail Tote. 124, the Saltwater Satchel. 123, the Ballistic. 122, the Astro. 121, the Backplate. At our number 120 spot, the Glow Show. I feel like there's a lot of potential here. Maybe it's already fulfilled this potential, but I don't like it. At my number 119 spot, I gave it to the Signal Hub. 118, I gave it to the Steel Cast. 117, the Spike Chamber. 116, the Shark Fin. 115, the Evidence Bag. 114, the Pool Party. 113, the Altitude. At my number 112 spot, I gave it to the Strong Box. 111, the Buckled. 110, the Pretzel Protector. 109, the Clockworks. The 108 spot got the Confidential Case. 107, Deep Fried. 106, Dismal Cape. 105, the Gurney Gear. 104, Paradigm. 103, Keytar. 102, the Hay Nest. 101, Balloon Llama. And at our number 100 spot, I guess that's an achievement, the Battle Balloon. I do like this back bling. I think it's something very different that might not work out on a bunch of skins, but it's still somewhat cool to use. Sort of like the Balloon Llama as well. They're very vibrant and bright, but I still do like them. At my number 99 spot, I gave it to the Raptor Satchel. I think this goes best with green army design skins. I think it's a pretty good backbling. At my number 98 spot, I had to give it to the pair of provisions. My number 97 spot, the sight sling. My number 96 spot, the uplink. 95, the shadow wings. 94, the response unit. 93, the cuff case. 92, the dark matter. At my number 91 spot, I had to give it to the frozen iron cage. I feel like the frozen set backblings are decent, but they're definitely not better than the OG versions in my eyes. Moving on to my number 90 spot, I had to give it to the Royale flags, and I do like the Royale flags design. It's one of those backblings that I love, but I can't really find that perfect combo with it. At my number 89 spot, I had to give it to the long legs. At my 88 spot, I gave it to the frozen love wings. At my number 87 spot, I had to give it to the Arcanum. And honestly, the Arcanum did drop a little bit lower than I may have liked it to. I really wish this one could have been a little bit higher, but I just can't do it at this point. It was very hard to make a perfect list. If you guys want to, whoever does it first, if you make a full list of all the backblings, I will pin your comment. Do it, try it, see how hard it is to actually do. At my number 86 spot, I gave it to the Subjugator. At my number 85 spot, the Spider Shield. 84, the Blue Shift. 83, the Bat Attitude. 82, the Clue Finder. 81, the Goodie Bag. And at the number 80 spot, I had to give it to the Wing Back, which are pretty cool, unique wings that I like using from time to time. At my number 79 spot, I gave it to the Puncture Pack. My number 78, the Road Flare. 77, the Scope Satchel. 76, the Combat Wrath. 75, Top Notch. 74, True North. 73, the Woofs. 72, the White Fangs. 71, the Birthday Cake. In the number 70 spot, the new Disco Ball. This one's actually a really cool backbling that I like using. I think it goes great with every skin in this game. It's something a little unique and different. I like it about it, and I was anticipating it for a while. I thought it would come out with the Funk Ops though. Moving on to my number 69 spot, the Merry Munchkin. A new backbling. I honestly think it's a lot better than a lot of the different animals or creatures you can have on your back. I think it's all right. Moving on to my number 68 spot, the Buckler. 67, the Hip Shakers. At my number 66 spot, the Love Wings. Guys, don't hate me for this one, but I think the Love Wings, they're decent. They're just ruined by how many people use them. At my number 65 spot, the Nibbles. I really do like this backbling. I just wish it was a different color. Moving on to my number 64 spot, the Trusty Tux. 63, the Ventura Cape. 62, Venturion Cape. 61, the Birdshot. 60, the Airflow. This does come with the Earhart backbling, and I really do like the skin and backbling combo. Moving on to my 59 spot, the Rear Guard. 58, Slushy Jr., which I do like the different creatures on your back you can carry. I think this one's definitely a great backbling. Moving on to my 57 spot, I had to give it to the Snow Star. All right, the last page. I wrote each of these down. At my number 56 spot, the Deflector. I feel like this one deserved to be on the first page, the best page. Honestly, all these backblings from the 56 spot on, I really do love, and if I could keep only these backblings, I would be fine. Moving on to my number 55 spot, I had to give it to the Frozen Red Shield. My 54 spot, the Galactic Disc. 53, the Night Cloak. 52, the Lane Splitter. 51 spot, the Mini Marauder. And the 50 spot, the Giddy Gunner. I think these two are somewhat cute backblings, and I rarely say that, but you know, they're just little gingerbread guys on your back. At my number 49 spot, I had to give it to the Care Package. My number 48 spot, I had to give it to the Burgle Bag. People think I hate this backbling. I actually really do like it. I do think it's somewhat plain though. I think it's somewhat simple. Moving on to my number 47 spot, the Blasting Cape. 46, the Skirmish. Moving on to my number 45 spot, I gave it to two backbling. The Squire Shield and the Royale Shield, they're literally the same, and I feel like they're both good backbling. Moving on to my number 44 spot, the Slashed. 43, the Ice Mantle. This comes with the tier 100 skin, the Ice King, and I honestly think it's an amazing backbling, something sort of unique and different, weird, but I honestly love it. Moving on to my number 42 spot, the Snack Shot. 41 spot, the Calavera. My number 40 spot, the Backup Plan. For a regular backbling, I think this one's honestly awesome. Moving on to my number 39 spot, the Bamboo. 38, the Battle Shroud. 37, the Glimmering Cloak. 36, the Dark Void. 35, the Bird Hovel. 34, the Fabled Cape. 33, the Ghost Portal. You know, this one I actually fell in love with. I don't know why exactly, but I really like using the ghost portal as of right now. I think it's honestly so dope. Moving on to my number 32 spot, the Catalyst 31, the Bright Bag. Very different back blings, but very simple at the same time. I do love them both. At my number 30 spot, the Coven Cape. 29 spot, Ignition. I absolutely love the Ignition. I love the all white look of it. I love the sword on the backpack. It's amazing. Moving on to my number 28 spot, the Cuddle Bow. 27, the Chef's Choice. 26, the Dark Wings. 25, the Techie. 24, the Vintage. And at our number 23 and 22 spot, two backblings you can get in game, but you probably never have gotten them. I think they came out in the Chinese servers if you did play on those. The Penguin and the Insignia. I think these are both dope backblings. I didn't want to put them so high up on this list because I feel like they're really dope, but they are exclusive. So, I mean, they're very exclusive. Moving on to my number 21 spot, the Perfect Present. At our number 20 spot, the Dusk Wings. At my number 19 spot, the Red Shield. 18 spot, the Six String. 17 spot, the Valkyrie Wings. At my number 16 spot, the Wolf Pack. One of my all-time favorite Battle Pass backblings. I honestly think it's perfect. I don't think they could change one thing about it, but it's just not better than anything above it. I think it's a little bit too simple to be better than anything above it, if that makes sense. Moving on to my number 15 spot, the Telemetry. This one is an amazing backbling that comes with the double helix. I wish I could get it. Moving on to my number 14 spot, I gave it to the Waveform. So colorful, so unique. I love the way it lights up. And honestly, guys, I think this is in a league of its own compared to a lot of different capes in this game. It's very small as well. I do like the small cape designs for the most part. Moving on to my number 13 spot, the Loyal Shield. For any yellow or green skin, the Loyal Shield is loyal to you and it will work out. I love using this with the Codename Elf and the Sergeant Green Clover. Moving on to my number 12 spot, the Special Delivery. For a red back bling, you really wouldn't think it would work out on every skin. This one works out with everything. Very simple, just a box of pizza, a couple boxes of pizzas in a little case. Moving on to my number 11 spot, I had to give it to the Ominous Orb. Definitely a great one all time, I would say. You can use it with anything. Moving on to a very surprising one at our number 10 spot, the Goody Gourd. I love this pumpkin and I think it goes great with black, white, and orange skins, maybe yellow skins as well. This one probably the most surprising choice so far. Maybe not, I honestly have no idea, but I really do love this one, guys. Moving on to my number 9 spot, the Iron Cage. My number 8 spot, the Frozen Shroud. Moving on to my number 7 spot, the Hatchling. This is one of my all-time favorite backblings, don't get me wrong, guys, but I don't think it works out well enough with enough skins for me to put it any higher up on this list. Moving on to my number 6 spot, the Enduring Cape. This one, guys, definitely grew on me. I honestly didn't think I liked it this much, but honestly, guys, I would choose it over any backbling below it. I really would. Moving on to my number 5 spot, the Black Shield. Moving on to my number 4 spot, the Bladed Wings. These are my favorite wings in the game, and they are at my number 4 spot. I honestly love them. They're so unique. Moving on to my number 3 spot, the Dark Bag. Really no need to explain this one. So unique though. And I love the color purple and I love the design on the Dark Bag. I think it's so unique. Even if it is a reskin of the Bright Bag, it's so much better. Moving on to my number 2 spot, the Crested Cape. Easily my favorite cape in this game. I think I can use it with any skin and it'll still look good. And guys, one of my favorite backblings. You can't go wrong with the Crested Cape. But at my number 1 spot, guys, I'm sorry to do it to you. I'm sorry, it was the number 1 legendary skin in this game. The Shiro. The Shiro and Hime, some of my favorite items in this game. I think this one actually works out a lot better than the Hatchling on, you know, a variety of skins. If you pick 10 skins, just randomly, the Shiro is gonna look better for the most part than the Hatchling. Guys, the Shiro, my favorite backbling in this game. Tell me what you thought about this video. I know I rushed through it, but if I didn't, it would have been like 3 hours long probably. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.